What's up, everybody? I know it's been quite some time since I've made a video. As you can see, this is my desktop over there, and it has the cool logo on it. And yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. But today's video is going to be about the United States of America and its current troubles right now. So, as you may have noticed, recently I went to Washington, D.C. with my family, and let's be very clear, it was a good time all around. But today's topic is going to be very different, and it's going to be about our politicians, debt, foreign policy, and literally everything else, and especially businesses and families that are in this country right now. So that's what we're going to be talking about right now. So as you can see the thumbnail, there are tales of two Americas. One that actually puts America first, and the other one that has neoliberal and neoconservative policies, especially foreign policy right now, because it is a very big topic, not only on YouTube, it's also on X, Instagram, and even Upscrolled, by the way, which I haven't used Upscrolled in quite some time, but soon after this video, that's going to be changing very quickly. And as I mentioned before, you have to own your freedom, so that way nobody owns you, which I've recently mentioned it on X recently, so we might as well just talk about it right now and just get straight to the point. So the point is that our politicians are owned by APAC, and that's literally true, but it's not just APAC. It's big pharma, it's big government, big oil, big everything. And as the old saying says, everything is bigger in Texas. Well, in Washington, D.C., that is pretty much the case. But I am going to be very clear. Washington, D.C. is a beautiful city, but it has a rotten soul. It's kind of like a woman. A beautiful woman on the outside, but a rotten heart on the inside. And a pretty corrupt character. It's literally the analogy of our country right now. A beautiful country with a rotten soul. Let me be very clear. I hate what it's becoming right now because it is just insane, man. It's just truly insane what has become of our great republic, because as Thomas Jefferson once said, if you're able to keep a republic, you get to keep a nation. Now, I know it's not the exact quote, I might be misinterpreting it, but that's all I know. Because even the founding fathers never intended our government to be bigger than Congress or bigger than we the people. But recent times, it has grown larger, and larger. And I think the best example of it is World War I and World War II. That's where the government got really big historically. And now we're literally close to $40 trillion in debt. And most of it came from war, by the way. It came from war. That's where it all came from. And it also came from insufficient governance and bought and paid for politicians of both Republican and Democrat parties and administrations as well, including this recent one as well. We now have mass shootings, not only in the ballroom of Virginia, also in schools, restaurants, everywhere. What I'm trying to say is that big government doesn't solve anything, regardless if it's left or right. It solves nothing. Women, for the very first time, are holding record amount of corporate jobs. Men are literally single and they don't have a purpose. But it's not all men. It's only those that have lost everything. And let's be very clear, that's literally the state of our nation, but it's not all men and women that are like that. It's literally the reflection of our great republic. And no, we're not a democracy. We're a republic. We're a republic first, and we're always a republic. In my eyes, that is our nation. Now, let's be very clear. I apologize for not being disciplined enough to actually upload 2 or 3 videos a week. I know I've been very busy with Nomadic Path. I've been busy with everything else. And as you can see over there, that is my Chrome wall picture from Washington, D.C. So you get to actually see this for the very first time. And maybe I should do this a little more often every once in a while. Just that way you can see it as a background image. But let me be very clear. As an American that actually believes in putting our country first, it actually starts by restraining our foreign policy as our founding fathers wanted it to be. Because our founding fathers, as much as they're not perfect, they actually made it very clear that we, the people, own the government, not the politicians, not the corporations, and not foreign lobbyists like AIPAC or whoever it is at this point, or something like that. They don't own it. It's the citizens that do it. But lately, it hasn't really been like that in recent times. And whether or not the Russian allegations are true, which, by the way, they've proven to be false, by the way, it's actually another foreign nation. That nation is Israel, by the way. It's that one. It's not China. It's not Russia. It's the Blue Star Nation, which, by the way, it's in the thumbnail. It's also some of the Ukrainian ones as well. And also the EU types, the globalist ones that Alex Jones has warned about for years. And turns out he was right. Is he right on everything? The answer is no. But he was right on the majority of the stuff that we're seeing right now. He's right about it. And there's another reason why America is in trouble right now, is that we don't have a representative that represents we the people, except for one man that could be the 48th president. His name is Thomas Massie, and he's from Kentucky. This man, regardless of what your political beliefs are, he puts the American people first. He actually talks about the issues that we're facing right now. Much like Ron Paul, he wants less government. He wants a constitutional republic, which is something that I fully support with this man. And guess what? I fully support this guy. Compared to all the other, 434 and 200 senators, whatever the fuck it is, to be honest, he is the one man that actually stands in the way of a totalitarian government that Trump is trying to push. And let's be clear, it's not just Trump. It's previous presidents that have been trying to push for a totalitarian socialist government of both parties, aka the Uni Party, which, by the way, it's a recipe of disaster. I mean, how many, maybe except for Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton did have a financially stable economy at the time, but every other president after possibly Reagan and Kennedy, we've had disastrous presidents after one another. That is literally the state of our nation. Some of these policies included no-fault divorce, and a workplace that hates men like me, that has a critical thinking brain. Yes, unfortunately, Ronald Reagan did indeed institute those policies, and the only president that actually did try to put America first, maybe the second one, would be John F. Kennedy, and some of the half of the stuff, and partially the stuff, Bill Clinton. As much as I don't like the person that he is, he was probably one of the great presidents of all time besides Kennedy. But that's literally my opinion. If Kennedy wasn't assassinated, our country would be a very different republic than right now. Right now, we're a republic of crisis currently. Not only men and women are fighting against each other for literally quite a while due to politics and this and that. I mean, not all of them are like that, but there is a significant amount of them that are just doing that. And that's going to cause a societal collapse. That's a huge problem. And this is why I say, take the golden pill. The revolution is now, and we're counting on one another to actually innovate ourselves. Because if we don't do that, then what's our republic going to look like, a year to 10 years from now? It's a very good question, by the way, because Republicans and Democrats don't represent the people anymore. They represent big corporations and oil donors. That's all they represent. And I understand that we're trying to actually replace all of those old timers, but it's going to take a lot more than that at this point. And I think what we need is nationalism. That's what we really need. National populism, regardless if it's left and right, far right, anything that represents our country. And that's the only thing that matters. I mean, look at Mexico, for example. Yes, they have a leftist president, but they represent the people. And look at El Salvador, for example. They have a rightist named Nayib Bukele, which I actually like the guy. Cool dude. I mean, Italy is kind of similar, but they represent the people. Spain is somewhat like that, but when you look at those three countries compared to America, what do you see? 3 nationalist countries and 1 corporation. That corporation is the United States of America. It's not a republic. It's a corporation, a socialist corporation. It's the other way around. I mean, once you actually talk about the money and all the donors and all of the island Epstein files, you know it's just one giant pothole of honeypots. That's what it is. That's what it really, really is at this point. And that's a tale of 2 Americas at this point. You got Trump that represents the corporations, and you got Thomas Massie that represents we the people. Who are we going to side? We the people. Regardless of what wealth you have to represent we the people. If you don't, then there is a problem. And I'm not trying to say that we are this holier than thou better people. That's not the point. The point is that if we're going to be a nation of disciplinaries, patriots, and business owners, and of course, nationalists, we gotta put ourselves and our nation first. When it comes to certain policies, like domestic policies, that's what needs to happen first. And that's my opinion on what is going on with America. Now, I think another thing that I didn't mention about is all the amount of corruption in Washington, D.C. and state governments in 50 to 51 to 52 states. The problem with, our foreign aid to Ukraine, to Israel, and the EU plus Ukraine is that we don't get anything in return. That's a problem. Look, if they were going to treat us right, they should give us some money in return and help our people. Then there would be respect. But unfortunately, it never worked that way. It never did. Even if it did work, it would be too little, too late. So if we're going to be putting our country first, we gotta cut all foreign aid. That includes war. We have to end all wars. We have to end it immediately or just exit. I understand Trump's attention in ending wars, which I agree they should end, but the way that we end it is absolutely bullshit. We have to stop acting like dodgy prostitute diplomats and actually act like real leaders with a spine. It's either a yes or no. No to war, no foreign aid entanglement that our founding fathers warned against about nearly 250 years ago, and no to enslavement of lobbyists. It's time that it ends today. It's time that our country in a trouble crisis becomes a golden age republic that not only represents we the people, but represents everybody that has fought for this nation for nearly 250 years. And with that in mind, that is it for today's video. If you enjoy videos like this, like and share and comment down below, and subscribe to the Banister channel. Comment "Stay Golden" in the comments down below. Check out my merch. It has been redone and it looks better than last time. I recommend you check it out and join the Nomadic Freedom Forum community because we are counting on one another to make a difference. And with that in mind, I'll see you in the next video.